doing this for a while. And so to be able to stand here together in person without a screen in between us and with all of you.
So I have to hug Beth.
So we're going to hug. That's the Yes, the guitar got a hug too, which was, of course, it needs it. So we're just going to start with a bit of a palate cleanser, just to start fresh here together with a nigun, no words. This is a nigun that was written for this month of Tishrei. And just breathe together again. The melody goes, yai dai dai yai dai dai, yai dai 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 yai dai dai, yai dai dai yai dai dai, yai dai 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 yada da da I feel like it has all the energy of this month of Tishrei, all the depth of this month. And I am imagining all of you who are joining us on Zoom and the other remote locations singing along in your living rooms, at your tables, wherever you are, maybe taking a walk somewhere. We were just waking up my guitar, sorry. So let's just sing it one more time. Yai dai dai yai dai dai, yai dai 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 yai dai dai. Do it again. Yai dai dai yai dai dai, yai dai 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 yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai. Yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da. The psalmist wrote, "Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know who we are." Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know who we are. Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know who we are. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I'm going to sing that one more time. Make sure that I got this going. There we go. All right. And I'm just thinking for all of us here at this healing service, to find yourself here. Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know who we are. Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know who we are. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. So this healing service is imagined in 3 parts. The first will be making space. The second, listening in. And the third, creating kindness. And we know that each one of us has gathered here for different reasons and for all kinds of reasons. Sometimes we gather here for this healing service every year to be in support of others as they travel on their healing journeys, as Bob Ruxin of Beloved Memory did each year, just to be a witness and a support. Some of us are here for healing of ourselves, or healing for loved ones, or to catch our breath on this holiest of holy days, or for all of the above. Each one of you, each one of us is most welcome here, however you need to be in this 45, 50 minutes. And we hope that you take what you need in this short time together to find resonance in words and in melody, to find quiet, to find peace, solace, support. We hope you flow like a river, letting the water of being in sacred community carry you wherever it is you need to go. So if you are able, whether you are here in our chilly sanctuary, or if you're at home, we hope that you can create a quiet space around you, feeling free to journal if you're comfortable doing so, to imagine, to dream as images come to you. The writer Dan Millman wrote these helpful words, and I use them a lot for myself. He asked 3 questions. Where are you? I am here. What time is it? The time is now. What are you? I am this present moment. And so we sing ourselves into this moment, into the language of our souls. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return again. Return again. return to the land of your soul. Return to who you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn again. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul. Return again. Return again. Return to the land of your soul.
I'm Suzanne Offit. I'm a rabbi in the Boston area. I'm Rim's niece, which if you don't know by now, you haven't been listening. I want to thank you for having me again. This is our 4th year together doing our healing service, and I'm so grateful to this very loving and warm community for having me back. And I'm just thrilled to be here in person. I just want to give you one sentence about my regular work and why a healing service is so important to me. I do work in suicide bereavement. I don't work in intervention or prevention. I work to take care of Jewish families who have been impacted by suicide. And so I work in healing. And I'm a strong believer in healing. And we'll talk more about healing and the difference between fixing, right, and listening, or how to use resilience, those kinds of things. But I'm very happy to be with you here in person, and the other people who are here, thanks to the wonderful people who I can see but you can't see, who are in the back making it possible. So thank you very much. We're truly grateful. So as Beth mentioned, we're doing 3 steps today because we have now less than, well, we don't have that long, so we're going to move forward. 3 steps in our healing service: making space, listening in, and creating kindness. And the first step is making space. So I really thank you, I'm watching you right here in the front row, reading my mind. The first step in making space is just breathing. It's very simple, and it's very, very hard. So just breathe. And if you can make your exhales longer than your inhales, I promise you, your body will inhale. But oftentimes we hold our breath. We hold our breath if we're surprised. We hold our breath if we're nervous or if we're tense or just because. So start with a nice long exhale and then take a nice inhale. So we're going to breathe. We're going to notice that our brains are busy, and that's okay, and we're not going to judge. We're going to work at some point just to tease apart all the emotions we might be feeling, besides hungry and exhausted. So when we start to breathe, then we'll be able to listen in. So we're going to start with this poem that's up there in Making Space, Go In and In by Dana Folds. And I teach poetry a lot, and I actually believe to experience a poem, I usually teach it by having it read 3 times, but for For time, we're going to just read it twice. Each poem we present, Beth will read it once and I will read it once. And if you are an auditory learner, you can close your eyes and listen. And if you're more of a visual learner like I am, you can read along. So Beth, do you want to start with Dana Folds?
Go in and in. Be the space between two cells, the vast, resounding silence in which spirit dwells. Be sugar dissolving on the tongue of life. Dive in and in as deep as you can dive. Be infinite, ecstatic truth. Be love, conceived and born in union. Be exactly what you seek. The beloved, singing yes, tasting yes, embracing yes, until there is only essence, the all of everything expressing through you, as you. Go in, and turn away from nothing that you find.
Go in and in. Be the space between two cells, the vast resounding silence in which spirit dwells. The sugar dissolving on the tongue of life. Dive in and in, as deep as you can dive. Be infinite, ecstatic truth. Be love conceived and born in union. Be exactly what you seek. The beloved, singing yes, tasting yes, embracing yes, until there is only essence. The all of everything expressing through you as you. Go in, and turn away from nothing that you find. Maybe you can feel your breath now changing, maybe different physical sensations. Just notice. No judgment, just notice. Notice your body, notice your breath, notice how it all comes together in your breath. So we move from making space to listening in. Breathe and listen, breathe and notice, breathe and sense. And we'll share some words from Thich Nhat Hanh, who has taught the world to breathe with intention.
Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Breathing in, I notice my in-breath has become deeper. Breathing out, I notice that my out-breath has become slower. Breathing in, I calm myself. Breathing out, I feel at ease. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Breathing in, I dwell in the present moment. Breathing out, I feel it is a wonderful moment.
Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Breathing in, I notice my in-breath has become deeper. Breathing out, I notice that my out-breath has become slower. Breathing in, I calm myself. Breathing out, I feel at ease. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I release. Breathing in, I dwell in the present moment. Breathing out, I feel it is a wonderful moment. I feel it is a wonderful moment. I feel it is a wonderful moment. Let us wonder and not judge. Let us be wonderful. So many feelings, so many sensations in our physical self, a manifestation of our emotional self. So we're going to talk a little bit about emotions, obviously very briefly. And this is a little risky, but I think it's worth it. You can't see what that says. It's very far away, but it's a feelings wheel. And what a feelings wheel is, it names all these feelings that we have. We have so many. And so when you get home after Yom Kippur, go on your computer and Google feelings wheels. It's really good for your vocabulary. It's good to expand your emotional vocabulary, because then you can express more of what you're feeling accurately. You know, if you can name it, you can tame it. So get to know how you're feeling. I'm guessing. That's one of the ways that Dr. Eli gets to write so well. She has this great vocabulary. You can't see. There's a few emotions, because we're talking about healing, that I want to lift up and just mention a few things. These are the emotions that I hear a lot, but I want to expand. One is sadness. Sadness sometimes goes by different names because we don't recognize that, oh, that's sad. Disappointment. I feel like disappointment is underestimated. It's a deep and long-lasting feeling. And disappointment also reminds us of other words like sadness or grief and loss. But disappointment, we think of a 3-year-old and a temper tantrum. Oh, you're just disappointed. I don't want to say we're ever just disappointed. The last 3 years have taught us about disappointment and how we carry it, which takes me to loss. The layers and layers of loss that we share as a community, as a human being on this planet, as a Jewish person. Loss doesn't have to be big things like someone you love or a job or a house. You can lose time. You can lose your plans. You can lose a book or your keys. It's a little word for a lot of things. Frustration. I think we often feel frustration. For me, frustration is when my desires conflict with reality. I'm frustrated. Isolation. There's a world out there and I'm not part of it. These are all really big, and I was worried about even mentioning anything, but I just want to identify a few things that I think we've all been feeling. And the last but not least is loneliness. Because even in a room full of people and a world full of people, we can feel lonely. Who sees me? Who cares for me? Who hears me? With that said, just mentioning a few things, I know this is moving very quickly. I also want to introduce you, when you get to see your feelings wheel, to the category known as happy, right? That's a hard word for me. I like to use the word joy. But there's a ton of words in there also for joy or pleasure or calm, or get to know that category and those words. It can be a real mood booster. Like if you are somewhere and you compliment them in the happy category, it's good for you and them. So making space, listening into what we need, what we're feeling like. This is also something to do with a friend, because when Beth and I were creating this, we did it together. We had such a good time. So welcome to the third part, creating kindness. What is the greatest kindness? Just shout it out if you can think of anything. The greatest kindness we can offer someone. Compassion, that's a good one. Smile. Hug. Witness. I didn't hear. Feeding them. Are you Jewish? Yeah, I love all those. Yeah. I'm going to add to that, it's close to witness, is showing up. Showing up. You know, if you go to a funeral or a shiva, I don't know what to say. Just show up. Show up. In my work in suicide, I'm also very involved in gun control. There's a big overlap. So it's a big deal when I was marching on the State House last week, right, for a rabbi to show up and talk to the senators. It's an outweighed honor, but you got to show up. You got to show up. So thank yourself for showing up today, because showing up here was showing up for yourself. And when you're kind to yourself, you can be kind to others.
And we're just going to take a little pause here as we've been flowing along for any responses that people are having within themselves, or if anyone is on Zoom who would like to say anything, or just for a little quiet as the sounds of Winchester flourish around us. Where are you in yourself right now? The poet John, Karen, did you want to?
Oh, yeah,
please.
please.
So there, hello? Hi. In response to the previous thought-provoking session that we had, I thought of the losses that I've had of friends. I'm 77, and I've lost my best friends within the past few years who are not with me, but they remain within me in what I do, and I think about them often, and that sustains me through the holes that their loss created. But also, as I was speaking to a couple of people during the break, there is the loss of abilities that someone of my age may experience, and grieving that as Rim referred to his own losses. And on the way to having losses, I have to deal with the fear that exists on an ongoing basis of what will my life be, who will I be within the next many years, I hope. But dealing with that fear comes along acceptance, to accept who we are and to move on throughout our lives gives us the strength to be in the moment, to acknowledge who you are and give yourself a pat on the back for who you are and who you are yet to become. Just accepting the future and being in the now.
Tell me your name.
My name's Karen Grossman.
Karen, thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
Such wisdom. Thank you. Thank you.
And without knowing it, Karen has led us to our next image. A phrase, a sentence, by the poet John O'Donohue. Just ask you to listen to these words, see where it takes you. I would love to live like a river flows, carried by the surprise of its own unfolding.
I would love to live like a river flows, carried by the surprise of its own unfolding.
know in this time, in these times, that it's hard sometimes to touch into that river. When we see around us brokenness, so much of it, we say the words Anna, Elna, Rafana La. Please, God, help us to heal our loved ones. But when the world is sick, none of us can be well. When the world is sick, can no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. That's all the words. When the world is sick, can no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. Ana Elna, Ana Elna, Refana la, Ana Elna, Refana la, Ana Elna, Refana la, Ana Elna, Refana la. When the world is sick, can no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. When the world is sick, can no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. Ana Elna, Refana la, Ana Elna, Refana la, Ana Elna, Refana la, Ana Elna, Refana la. Let's sing it again, and some of you take the English and some of you take the Hebrew, and we'll mix them all up together. When the world is sick, can no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. Our world is sick, can no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. Now switch your part. Ana Elna, Refana la, Ana Elna, Refana la, Ana Elna, Refana la, Ana Elna, Refana. One last switch. When the world is sick, can no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. When the world is sick, can no one be well? And I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong.
So how do we live with brokenness? How do we live with brokenness? How are we going to live when our intentions and our plans and our relationships and our loved ones break, shatter, or are just gone? Well, first we're going to breathe. We're going to breathe, and we're just going to affirm that we are still alive. And if you were here in the previous session, there was a lot of wisdom. But I just want to tell you a little bit about resilience. It's a muscle. It's a muscle that we work on. And resilience helps us heal when we know that fixing is not possible. Resilience can often be the acceptance that things are broken and cannot be fixed. Resilience is knowing that our lives will continue on. As Karen so beautifully just shared with us, and that we find a way to move forward and continue living with that brokenness. And that brokenness becomes texture in our fabric. You know, when you scar, your skin heals, it fixes. It doesn't fix it, just sometimes you have a scar. It doesn't look like it used to, but it becomes stronger. Or if you have a tear in your garment and you mend it, that place becomes stronger. Or if you have a rift in your friendship and you are courageous enough to say, I don't want it to be this way, right? You can find resilience and do a kind of mending. The hurt is still there, but actually the friendship goes so much stronger. So I'm going to go with resilience, with healing, a kind of healing but not fixing. So I think of our lives as a woven tapestry, and this resilience is a richness in our tapestry, and it's a texture. And with this resilience, we renew and retell the stories of our lives, right? We can look back and say, I was this, and now I'm still here. Found my way. Just, Karen, you're just the perfect example. So we can read the Rumi. I'll go first. I said, what about my eyes? He said, keep them on the road. I said, what about my passion? He said, keep it burning. I said, what about my heart? He said, tell me what you hold inside it. I said, pain and sorrow. He said, stay with it. The wound is the place where the light enters you.
I said, what about my eyes? He said, keep them on the road. I said, what about my passion? He said, keep it burning. I said, what about my heart? He said, tell me what you hold inside it. I said, pain and sorrow. He said, stay with it. The wound is the place where the light enters you.
So it's that brokenness that enables light, wisdom, change, evolution, the muscle of resilience to grow. It's not the most fun, but it's all we have. Sometimes I just have to ask myself, what do I need? What do I need? What do I need? It's a really tough question because sometimes we don't really need anything but to just sit and think, So I guess we just move forward, right? That's all we have?
That's right.
So Beth is going to play a beautiful song, Water Moving Forward. It was written by my rabbinical school friend, colleague, classmate, Rabbi Minna Bromberg. And I love her language of water finds a way, because even as we know we move forward, it reminds me, when water finds a way, that making space and listening in and creating kindness, these things too find a way. But they all require patience. Patience, patience, patience. Patience.
Water moving forward finds a way, finds a way. Water moving forward finds a way, finds a way. Water moving forward finds a way, finds a way. So be like water moving forward. Find a way, find a way. We are water moving forward. We find a way, we find a way. We are water moving forward. We find a way, we find a way. We are water moving forward. We find a way, we find a way, we find a way. And I'm feeling like a waterfall right now, the layers of water, imagining healing services years past before COVID, when we ended each healing service with these words. I'm thinking of Rim's sermon on the second day of Rosh Hashanah, and powerful, powerful words that ended with this song. I'm thinking of all the times that I have sung this to myself when I've been in tight places, and I have chanted myself into movement when I thought I was just stuck. So it would be a great gift to sing this together again. Water moving forward finds a way, finds a way. Water moving forward finds a way, finds a way. Water moving forward finds a way, finds a way. So be like water moving forward. Find a way, find a way. We are water moving forward. We find a way, we find a way. We are water moving forward. We find a way, we find a way. We are water moving forward. We find a way, we find a way. We find a way. So we are going to invite you in this, I don't know exactly what time it is, but we have until 5 o'clock when the music meditation begins to stretch out on this carpet if you'd like, do some yoga, do some stretching, take a little nap, talk to each other, sit quietly, just breathe, find a quiet spot for yourself, whatever it is you need to do. And I would just like to thank Rabbi Suzanne Offit. Thank you so much for joining us, for bringing all the wisdom that you do. And we know you are heading back to your own shul to end Yom Kippur, so we will let you go with much gratitude. And thank you all for being here.
Thank you. Shana Tova. You know, did I hear you know the word Shana? The root of Shana, aside from being year, also means change. So when I say Shana Tova, I mean have a good change. Have a good change.